In the mid-90s, the Waiakea Warriors dominated Big Island football. 4 straight league titles from 1994 to 1997. Fast forward to 2013, a record of 3-8. Hey, changing the culture here isn't going to be easy, but signs point in a positive direction. With a brand new field and 11 total returning starters, can the Warriors shake things up in the BIIF? This is Waiakea, and this is 16 in 16. Former Kahuku assistant coach Moku Pito will enter his second season as Waiakea's head man. The Warriors, who've won 3 games in each of the last 2 years, look to build a title contender in the BIIF, while Coach Pito sets his sights on rebuilding a culture.
We got about 80 kids come out today, and then we'll probably get 30 more after baseball and paddling off-season is done. You came out here and look at the kids, they all had the same clothes on today. We got away from being individuals and made it a team sport. I figure to turn a program around, it usually takes 2 to 3 years. So hopefully this year we'll get more wins into this season, and then, and build on to that.
On offense, the Warriors will look to fill the void at running back, left by BIIF Co-Offensive Player of the Year, Devin Preston, who rushed for nearly 1,300 yards and 7 touchdowns last season.
Our running backs are pretty fast, Joe and Pono and all them kind. They're pretty fast this time. They're pretty strong too. So I think they could break a couple tackles when they're going for the touchdown.
Pono Owai, he was a 10th grader last year. Him and Devin split time. He'd be probably most likely looking through the offseason, he'd be the starter. And then probably the next guy would be Joe Alvarez. And then we got a kid, came from us from Pohoa High School, Safuni. He's like, nobody knows about him yet, so he'd be like one of our sneaky backs.
This year, we got a pretty big line coming up, so I think, with all that meat, we're going to try to push hard up to the middle.
Quarterback-wise, we're looking for Bryce to step up, but he's not going to be here because he's baseball, he has another sport, and he's an all-star, so they leave. So he'll miss the first 2 preseason games. So we're looking at this other senior, Kainalu for Jaren. He kind of got pushed into the position, but, this past summer, he's actually been pretty good. He's grown from, he used to be one of those kids that mess around, and now that he knows that he's in that position as a quarterback, kind of captain of the offense, he's kind of settled down a lot.
Last season, the Warriors allowed more than 28 points and 326 total yards per game. Numbers his defense will no doubt look to improve on. To help lead the charge, defensive lineman Ridge Quitoriano, who says the key to success is defensive simplicity.
Just a lot of straightforward. We don't really play tricks. We just try to be as aggressive as we can and just use power and speed. There's not really anything confusing. Like in our playbook, we don't have much tricks. It's just straightforward speed and power.
I like Ridge on the end, straight pass rusher. And we got Zach Correa. He led the BIF in interceptions. I think he had like 3 interception touchdowns too for touchdowns last year. I don't know, he got honorable mention last year. He should have been first team. But hopefully we can change that this year.
Really knows the game. Stuff that I never seen. He comes up to me, he points it out, and then he tells me to correct it, and he's always correct. Just has a good mindset of the football game.
Waiakea will get a good test to start the season as they take on Moanalua, a game that Coach Pito says could be a great learning experience before a competitive year in the BIIF.
These kids can learn a lot from playing on an Oahu team. To me, Oahu teams are the top. They can learn. I mean, those guys are coached from little kids all the way through high school, so they know how to do it. I mean, this year, I know last year Moanalua's team, I believe their quarterback led the OIA in something like 4,000 yards passing or something. I know they went through a game without running the ball. So, it'll be a good experience for our defense. Our goal is to take each game one at a time and then get to that BIF championship and maybe farther than that.
What will the Warriors have in store for 2014? Waiakea begins their season August 9th, a home game versus Moanalua. Felipe Ojastro, ScoringLive.com.